Welcome to VSEnMe, the podcast that covers VSE and everything in between. I am your host, Brittney Painter. I am here with Rebecca Levesque today. Hello. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm very excited today to be sitting down with her. We're gonna talk today a lot about VSE, what brought you to the decision-making point to ultimately make that partnership with IBM and bring VSE under the fold, and kind of what you feel like VSC's future looks like. But I want to also first give a shout out to Travis Thorne. He is our logo contest winner. We had an internal contest for all of our employees here at 21CS. We thrive on innovation and creativity. And so Travis Thorne is one of our sysprogs out of our Perth office. And Travis's logo is going to be used as the official logo for our podcast here on out. So congratulations, Travis. Thank you so much for everybody who submitted their designs. And Rebecca.
That's exciting. We have our own logo.
Isn't that great?
Wow. Thanks, Travis.
I love that we have the creativity outside of just doing regular our tech jobs every day.
Exactly.
So
It is cool. Very cool. Nice.
Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I know we work together and we talk every day just about, but it's exciting to kind of get that insight for everybody else to see the Rebecca that I get to see.
Okay, sure.
It's kind of interesting. We've been to quite a few conferences now. And so whenever we go around to the conferences, I feel like I'm walking around with the homecoming queen because everybody knows Rebecca.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I've been doing this a while, so you kind of get to know people. It's a tight community. It's a really nice community. That's one of the whole nice things about the Z community, right? It is a community, so you get to know a lot of people. And over the years, I've known some great people. So yeah, it's great.
Well, you've been in this industry for a long time and have been legendary, as I feel legendary, have really laid the road and paved the way for so many people like myself and a lot of people, look up to you and look up to your career. Let's give us a little background on where you started, because I know 21CS started with you, right?
Well, it started with partially me, right? There were a couple of us. We were co-founders, and we were in Naples, Florida. So it was, we've transitioned over the years, and as you know, we're in Morehead City now. So like any business, you have to adjust, transform, be different. And we've done that, right? It started off as 21st Century Software. That got a little old in its name. So 21CS is the new logo, new name that we've put to ourselves now. But it's the same in a lot of ways too, right? It's a lot of the same love and appreciation of the platform, the same desire to do good work, the same visions of how do we take advantage of a platform and then maximize it. So it's still a lot of fun and a lot of, that's why I'm still doing it. That's why I'm still here. Yeah.
A lot of growth from the 90s.
Yep.
And since then, we have formed a lot of partnerships, and IBM being one of our major ones. And with that, VSE has come on board. And the decision-making process behind VSE, I'm sure, was a long one, but you were very heavily involved, and that was something that you really were passionate about.
I was passionate about it. I was spearheading it, and there was a lot of reasons for that, right? We had a very good relationship with IBM. We had done some things with what is now IZPCA, amazing product, and then we had taken on TDMF, and we had done some things with IBM, and we were doing pretty well, and it was pretty cool. And then VSE, one of the things about VSE is it was the unloved child of the Z platform, right? For all intents and purposes, you really got a sense that, the customers are feeling unloved. IBM, they're a huge organization, and ZOS is amazing. That's not going anywhere.
It's the bread and butter,
It is an amazing platform. But VSE was kind of being pushed to the side a little bit, right? Let's be honest. And so I saw that customers really, really had invested in this platform. Moving to ZOS for a lot of them wasn't really the option that they could take on. I didn't want it going anywhere else, right? That was, to me, the death of our reliability to the business market, right? That we had to protect this platform in order to protect the platform, right? So it's operating system. So when we were doing everything with VSE, it was very, very great people to work with that helped in when we took the transition. from the product. And yes, it was a bit of work to take it on from IBM. It was a bit of work just getting it, but IBM was great. They did a lot of work to help make sure the transition was as easy as possible. And, I think it's fantastic. It really was about keeping customers and making sure they had a future. And so that's why I'm so happy about the 6.4 release that came out.
Yes.
Because, when we took it on, everybody was like, yeah, you're just taking it on. And sometimes what happens is they get this sense that all we're after is the maintenance or the revenues or whatever. But when you invest and you look at the things that were put in and you see what Gonzalo Moreno has done in terms of making sure, and that team that he's put together, and even you're being a part of helping clients know about it, taking it on, getting in front of it. I mean, this is investment, investment in people, investment in making sure not just supported, but new functions. A chat box, for crying out loud, is going into this thing.
I know, the AI stuff is
the
so
AI
exciting.
stuff that they're incorporating in. So if, we have customers, they're sitting on VSE, well, it's not supported.
I know.
But what's fun is we just have that one customer, he's way back in VSE 2.0 something, and they're trying to come forward.
I know.
I mean, that's showing what this is doing, right? It's revitalizing, this operating system, but it's also protecting the Z platform itself, because it shows that there is a future in all of the different areas of those platforms.
I absolutely agree. And I feel like when one thrives, all of them thrive. Yeah, we're all connected. We're one giant family. I absolutely agree. More growth for the industry is just more growth all the way around.
Yeah, because it runs on a Z17, right?
Exactly.
VSE 6.4 runs on a Z17. That's part of the environment, right?
Yeah.
So, it's been exciting. It's just one of the things that we do, but it's definitely a strong piece of it. And you can't say enough kudos to the team.
That wonderful team.
The Stuttgart team is phenomenal. I enjoy working with them. One of the best decisions made was bringing Gonzalo on.
I was going to say, Gonzalo is from IBM, and he worked on VSE. And so he has that familiarity and just brings that home.
He really loves the product. He loves the platform. He loves the team. He's really
the whole team really has a passion for VSE.
They do.
That is something I will say in the community is a consistency, that passion and that commitment.
Think of the age, though, of the people that are learning VSE. Sometimes everyone says, they talk about skills gap, right? I think it's not skills gap. I think it's hire and get. When you're willing to hire people, and they're working on VSE, which means they're working on green screen, and everyone says, no, they won't work on green screen. Well, I beg to differ. Right? They're doing it. They're doing it well. They're learning it. They're in the weeds of the operating system. They're in the weeds of DB, the VSE version of DB2, the VSE version of CSS. So, we're doing it, and it's fantastic. It's everything I had hoped for. It really is.
Oh, wonderful. So for those that are aspiring to have a career with the longevity and with the depth that you have achieved, because honestly, Rebecca, your resume and your achievements are far beyond impressive. They are. And
thank you, but
I'll toot your horn a little bit.
It's a little
give credit where credit is due, right?
All right.
So what advice would you give for those that are seeking to emulate that? They want to follow shoes like yours?
So you have to go back to the time. I wasn't in the IT part of the company, right? I was in a software development company at the time that this decision was made to create 21st century or 21CS now. I was in purchasing manager, right? So I was in more of the accounting side, but the opportunity availed itself.
That's your degree, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So when the opportunity availed itself to start this with the other founders, I jumped, and I was very excited to do it. But it also meant working hard and learning and taking advantage. When you start a company, there's not a whole lot of work to do for a purchasing manager. You're starting a company. What you need to do is step up and do stuff. So, read the manual, started doing sales. I also did the HR and the other stuff. When you start something, you do everything, right? Which sometimes is hard when you get bigger, right? We're gotten a lot bigger. So then that stopping of doing everything, that can be a hard thing too. That's a growth thing, right? Sometimes it's a little harder. But you do have to really put the time in, but you have to take the risks.
Yeah.
So many people, they're not happy with where they're at, and they see something different. Try it, and then if you like it, stay in it. Right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You even within the environment that I have been in, I can handle the technical conversations because that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
So you dig in. I'm not a salesperson. I am a person that likes to tie the business to the technology and make those connections. And especially with all the changes that are happening, the reading you have to do, the thinking you have to do, it's mind-boggling, but it's also fantastic because the platform is just at a part where you're just learning so much. Yeah. I remember the days where it was like the trough of disillusionment, the dinosaur was going to go out. And I'm still dealing with the same companies that were going off the platform in 1999. We're never going to do Y2K because we're going to come off. We're not going to do this because we're going to come off. We're not going to do this because we're going to come off. No, you're not. It's not happening. And IBM's making the investment. So, and we're making the investment in VSE. So across our ZOS portfolio, our VSE portfolio, the future is bright. I'm really excited. Yeah.
I think you having that passion and that intensity to learn because you really like it is what makes those conversations so fruitful. You're not going in with a cheesy sales line, door to door.
No. It's not even sales. You're helping and consulting with people solve their problems.
Yeah.
Right. We don't even have salespeople here. We call you customer success people. Why? Because you're not in it to sell them. You're in it to help them be successful. Yeah. Right. And I think that's a big, big difference, even in our 21 CS thinking process. It's about the success of the customer. That's why VSE was acquired, for the success of those customers. I just hope the customers all come on board. That would be really nice.
I agree. I think that is also another great part about the platform is having that direct access to the R&D team, to Gonzalo, to the people making the changes. So that's an amazing part, that direct connection. So the suggestions really make it home when you have.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where do you see the future for VSE? Kind of now that you laid the groundwork, you brought it on. Where do you see your baby growing into?
I really do see Gonzalo taking it into amazing paths, right? He's already started with the AI and the chat.
I know.
Right. So he's going down that path. Some of the basic stuff that has to be addressed within VSE was some of the things with security and things like that. Right. We're very grateful to our partners in the vendor community, because without them, all the other pieces of VSE wouldn't be there. So, you have Velocity Software, you have Broadcom, you have CSI, BS, all of these companies, right? And I can't list them all, right? But we are super grateful to them because of their sticking in there too, right? It's not just us taking it on. It is our partners that have also stayed with the platform. So the customers have a very strongly supported product. So where do we want to go? Well, where does the customer base want to take it?
Yep.
Right?
What do they need?
We're on the Z17. It has a cipher. It has a tellem. It has what? So what do you want?
Yep.
Right? That's what you're doing, right? Aren't you? You're talking to the clients. You're bringing back that feedback, and that feedback is going to drive where 6.5 goes and all the pieces that we do in between, right? So it's really up to the customers to drive the direction, but we have the technology and the want to do it, and we're doing some of it already on our own.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me. What any last words or anything you would like to leave the audience with?
I just think everybody needs to find what makes them happy in terms of their day-to-day job, right? Because your job becomes a great part of your life in that you spend more time with your job and what you're doing day to day at work than probably anything else that you do, right? Even your kids, right? If you work 8 hours a day and you only work the 8 hours a day, you still go home, and how long do you see your kids if they're in school, right? So you have to like it. And this is a platform that's growing, it's changing, it's innovating, it's doing. So if you're really interested in IT, if you're interested in any aspect of it, and IT does not mean I'm coding. It can mean you're running the business. It can mean any aspect. You need the marketing. You're still going to get some IT because, right, you need to know it. You can be our executive admin that we have that like she really is getting to know the stuff just because it's around. And so who knows, maybe someday she'll be a tech writer or she'll be whatever. So it's, you can never know where you can go, but what you can do being in this industry, doing this platform, doing what we're doing, it's boundless right now. I think it's phenomenal. You know,
absolutely agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is the VSEnMe podcast brought to you by 21CS. Again, this is Rebecca Levesque. Thank you guys. See us next time.